Hello, this is the Brass Love One. I wanted to do a storyline reading as far as the Uber driver, Miss Lo-letha Hall, who was 61 years old, who was murdered by an 81-year-old man when she was coming to pick up a package actually from his home. She worked for Uber, and evidently the person she was picking a package up from was being scammed, being threatened, and things like that. So when she arrived, he looked at her as one of the people who was trying to hurt him. So by him coming coming after her with a gun, going all down the walkway with her with a gun, and eventually shooting her 3 times or whatever he did, there wasn't a bunch of fear going on there, because he should have stayed inside his house, called the cops when he saw somebody was at his door. So it can't be sit and said that, oh, he thought he was being threatened because somebody's trying to get money from him and said they're going to kill him. Saying you're going to kill somebody is one thing. Doing it is another. She had nothing to do with that. So, he has to be charged, and he have to do time like anybody else. Because you're saying her life is worth nothing if you decide, oh, well, somebody was scamming him. I don't care who was scamming him, personally myself, because her life is gone. Giving some money is one thing. Killing somebody is another. So, I feel like, and I'm talking out to Uber, if any of you ever see this message, I'm talking out to you. I feel like you should have some kind of glass. It don't have to be glass, but it's some kind of plastic. And that should be put between all the Uber drivers and the passenger. Some kind of, like it was for COVID. Put something in between where they really don't even be able to touch each other. I feel that should be there for their safety. I feel it should be more safety for the drivers personally, and I feel the driver shouldn't get out at all, out of the car, to be coming up to anybody's door to get packages or anything else, because really you don't even know what's in a package. You don't even know if a bomb in a package. You don't even know what's in the package that you're picking up. So I think that's not, in a way, that messes it up for people who have something good going on, just want to send a present to their grandchild or their child or something. But when you look at things from a bigger picture, you don't know what's in the package. And that's a problem. So maybe Uber, you need to find out what's inside the package. A picture should be taken of what's inside the package. But that don't necessarily mean that's going to be in the package, though, because people could put anything on the front of it and say this is what it is, and it could turn out being something else. But yeah, as far as these scammers and things like that, call the cops. Don't go out with your gun chasing people down and walking people down the walkways like he did. It's on tape. She don't know what he's talking about. She innocent. She just come for the package, and he's delusional or whatever's going on with him. And he's talking about who calling him and things like that. He shouldn't even have a gun anyway. There's enough with these young people having guns, like the Wild Wild West. Now we got the older people like the Wild Wild West. So he wasn't afraid, no kind of way. And it wasn't self-defense. And I'll be the first one to raise my hand on it. It wasn't self-defense. The lady did nothing to him, but was trying to walk away. So he needs to do his time. And don't try to get him out of it. As far as age do not matter, because there's people in jail right now, his age and younger, that did some kind of crime that's older or in there to that age. And you won't let them out, so no. Her life mattered. And this shouldn't happen again. And I say out to you, Uber, make it even safer. So maybe you need to cut out the packaging, that stuff there. Because that's a money grab where you can make money, that's true. But this right here, I feel, should be cut out. Just because of this lady Miss Hall being murdered, I think it should be cut out for the safety of the Uber drivers. They shouldn't be put in a position where they don't know what they're picking up. They don't know who they running into at that house, because they don't know who getting in their car really. They might see the passenger's face, or they might see the passenger's name, but they don't know if the person that killed or who. Really, when they let people in their car on a regular basis, they don't really know what kind of person you are. They might have your information, but that's one thing. Information don't mean nothing when it come down to you up on somebody and they do something to you. You still going to be gone or damaged or wounded or whatever. So yeah, I'm hoping that you just cut that out, period. And let it be where people just go to the post office if they want to mail something or whatever it might be. Or they go get it themselves. Don't put the Uber drivers in danger, because this was ridiculous. This did not have to happen. Because you got this man over here scared for his life. But not that scared, because he came all out with the gun after this lady, when he should have stayed in the house. He heard the knock at his door. He should have called the cops and stayed inside. So, as far as I'm concerned, he wasn't scared enough, because if he was, he wouldn't have came outside. And she was a lady, and he just really came at her more, because she's saying what she's saying, the best she's saying or whatever, and he's still going after her. So, no. I wouldn't be shocked if a racial card come out for him. Now, I'm going to do a storyline, and let's see if one come out. Because he shot her 3 times, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody who didn't do anything to him. And he wasn't afraid, because if you were so afraid, you shouldn't even come out your door. Now, let me just show a picture of Miss Hall. Hopefully, Uber, that's one that you stop. And that is delivering packages and things like that, because it cost Miss Hall her life. And you making money is not worth nobody else's life. And consider with the drivers putting something between the driver and the passenger. Now, if they don't want it, that's a different story. But, consider that and tell them you would like for that to happen. And if they go against it, they just put their life on the line. But then as far as the delivering packages, that need to be cut out, because Miss Hall's life mattered. And her life was taken because of picking up a package. People need to go get their own packages. Okay, let me just show a picture of Miss. Here she is, beautiful lady, 61 years old. Life was taken, snuffed out. Okay. On March 23rd, William Brock, his name is, called the cops. But he called the cops after he killed her. What's the use in calling after you kill her? You should have called before you killed her. I don't know why people decide to call the cops after they killed somebody or shot somebody. You should have did the calling before time. When police arrived, 81-year-old is in Ohio, Charleston, Ohio. 61-year-old Uber driver was on the ground with 3 gunshot wounds. What is she doing with 3 gunshot wounds? She did them to this man. Okay, let's see. I'm getting ready to. Let me just say. Okay, let me just do a storyline. So I say out to Uber, talk to your drivers and see if they will be willing to put like some kind of plastic or something between them, that hard plastic or whatever that is inside that was used for COVID, anything like that, in between them and the passenger for safety reasons, and also to actually just stop the delivery of picking up people packages, because that's a money grab where you can make money, but it's dangerous. for the lives of the Uber drivers. And it's shown with this right here. Because if people don't know who house they're going to and what they are running into or what they're even picking up. They could be picking up a bomb and don't know it. They don't know what they're picking up. Get what I'm saying? This should teach you a lesson. This should be something to teach you a lesson, to drop that right there. Because her life mattered. Her life is the only life that there don't need to be no more lives after hers that's lost. Dealing with Uber. With this situation. Or any. Okay, this is the Breslow One Healer Terrell here on YouTube. Okay? Because oh, shucks. Well, okay, I'll get it when I get up. Okay, let's see, universe, you know all about it. We already know what the story was because it was said on the news that she went to pick up a package. Some scammers. So really, anything as far as the scammers universe, who is these people? Is it the man's relatives? Who is these scammers? Is it the man's relatives? Are they the scammers? Is it the neighbors? Are they the scammers? Who is the scammers? Who are the scammers? They picked Miss Hall to go because she's an older person. She needed work. So they picked a certain kind of person, Uber, to go get, to go deliver. Because Uber have it where if you have children, they got certain drivers that they hand pick to deliver your children to some place, wherever you have them to go to. So she was picked because he an older person, she an older person, I guess, or however that went. So let's just flow. These scammers here, are they relatives of this man, Mr. Brock's, or Mr. Brock? Or are they neighbors? Who are these people? Who are these people? Are they just strangers in general? Whatever God bring out, universe. Over here. They want to postpone an active action. Somebody on drugs. Somebody on drugs. Whoever they on drugs. They use some kind of drugs. That's right. That's right. He was a monster though. He was a monster to Miss Hall. He corny. He was a monster to Miss Hall. He shot her 3 times. He wasn't going to postpone an active action and murder her. It wasn't self-defense. She didn't do anything to him but just stand there. But whoever these scammers wasn't going to postpone an active action. Whoever they were. They interacting with drugs, or he takes some kind of drugs. Because he older, he might take medication. He exercised his right to complain because somebody was scamming him. Follow me? But she exercised her right to probably tell him she was there to get the package. Right? Spilling it won't only help her, so she was telling him she was there to get the package, maybe, or whatever. Because she's a conscious thinker. So let's just flow. She thought things were starting to look good because she went up to knock at the door, but it turned out to be everything but good. So he going to reside in front of a judge, and he going to get tensed up because he decided to stick a fork in Miss Hall. Follow me? That mean end her. Get what I'm saying? Like Mortal Kombat say, what? Finish him? Right? Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat. Right? He didn't show any loving treatment to Miss Hall. Not one piece. Okay? He had empty thoughts while time was going by in his house about these scammers. Right? But do he really believe as far as having faith? Do he really believe in God? Or did Miss Hall believe in God and have faith during that time she was dealing with this stuff here? Because this man, Mr. Brock, he felt like he was done at that time. Here's Miss Hall. She desperate right here. I want to go home again. She just wanted to go home. These are light green. I want to go home again. She there. She want to go home. She trying to leave. I want to go home again. It says that she could reach out for help. And she is reaching out, talking to this man, but it wasn't doing any good because what? He wanted full revenge. All right, I want full revenge because you scamming me. He was done. He felt like he and she wasn't friends. Okay, let's just flow. So, anything about these scammers in this? Okay, let's just flow. Okay, they noisy. Bear with me. I gotta put this there sometime. I don't even know if she got to get to her money and her keys. I don't even know if she even got to get to her keys to serve her. To get to her car. They noisy. Bear with me. Trying to make it short as I can. I'm gonna try hard. She was padded. She needed a miracle. She might have been a Sagittarius. She might have was adventurous like a Sagittarius. Anything like that. Miss Hall. Miss Hall. He decided to stick a fork in Miss Hall because he wanted full revenge. He thought Miss Hall was one of those people who were scamming him. He was a monster. Shot her 3 times. She wanted loving treatment. He wanted to use his muscle to dominate and control. As far as having that gun on her, she just wanted to go home again. But also, whoever these scammers was to him, they were using their muscle and trying to control him and threaten him. Okay. She is searching for love. She is searching for love just simply means she was coming for the package. And he was the person who had the package. Get my drift. We got to turn the card around for this storyline. Okay, that's the universe knowing about it. Whoa. She was trying to avoid him. We saw her walking away. She was trying to avoid him. But we turned it around to him. He is trying to avoid her. He thought he is trying to avoid her robbing him. He thought she was going to rob him. This is the robbery card and the clothes card. So she trying to avoid him strip searching, grabbing at her clothes or anything him doing against her. But he was trying to avoid too in his mind. Follow me? But it don't really matter what he thought. Right? Is what he did. Okay, so she know all about it. She didn't look like him. He fought her emotionally, physically, financially, verbally, and he did. The thought would be he murdered her. He shot her. Follow me? That was his thought when he used that gun. Follow me? That was thought. That was his fighting. The gun was him fighting. Get what I'm saying? Okay, here we got the last one. That's the judge. Standing in front of that judge. You see it? So we got the first card here for Mr.Brock, right? He exercised his right to complain. He thought she was a scammer. Follow me? He had deep feelings inside. Follow me? He had something on his skin, or she did, whatever it was. Tattoos, wrinkles, bumps, freckles, whatever it might have been, or her. He might like the color coral, or she did, or live around corals. Follow me? They like green. He felt she left him out in the cold. So, if he dealing with some relative of his that feel like that Mr. Brock left them out in the cold, we can say that, but I just don't know so far. Right? If a relative or whatever. So let me just keep on going. I'm just going to flow with Miss Hall right now. He felt Miss Hall left him out in the cold by him thinking she is a scammer. He thought she is a scammer, but he left her out in the cold by murdering her. Follow me? So Is my mother my real mother? No. So either his mother ain't his real mother, or somebody he connected to. Mother is not their real mother. That's in his family, or however that's going, or in her family, whatever that card is for. So she looking for her money and her keys to serve her. So she took her money, her keys out, I guess, out of her car, put it in her pocket or whatever, I guess, to go walk up to the door, or she had the keys in her hand, maybe to serve her to go back to the car, whatever she was doing with the keys, right? So he wasn't going to postpone an active action. She wasn't going to postpone an active action to go knock at the door, to go get the package, but he wasn't going to postpone an active action to come after her and shoot her. Follow me? But he wasn't going to postpone an active action because he thought he was dealing with scammers, or the scammers wasn't going to postpone an active action. So we might have some scammers that really is relatives that got mother problems or wasn't raised by their mother some kind of way, and they want money out of him, maybe, for real. It could be. And they exercise their right to complain, but they didn't say, yeah, let's just flow a little bit. So Miss Hall was tatted and she needed a miracle. But at that time, he might have thought he needed a miracle inside the house because somebody was threatening him over the phone, I guess. So she might have been an adventurous mother if she is a mother. Or this person, the scammer, might have a problem with his own mother, whoever the scammer is. Mother might be adventurous, but might want to checkmate with his mother. Or Miss Hall might have been a mother, and she was adventurous. Or she could have a daughter that's a mother, that's adventurous. Could be a sage or act like a sage. Or Mr. Brock's mother, maybe. So we have right here that you're getting a new job. No. So for Miss Hall getting a new job, so I don't know if this was a new job for her, or she been at it, or she needed to get a new job. She needed to get a new job from this type of job, or whoever this is that's the scammer need to get a new job because a person might don't have a job right now, anything like that. So we have Mr. Brock decided to stick a fork in the scammers. So when Miss Hall came, he looked at Miss Hall as the scammer, and he decided to choose and stick a fork in her. That means murder her. But Miss Hall decided to stick a fork in Mr. Brock by walking away. She's leaving. But whoever these scammers is decided they was going to stick a fork in Mr. Brock because they was coming after him for money, and they might have told him they was going to get him, kill him, or anything, whatever they might have said to him. They wanted full revenge on him, and they might have told him they're coming after him. One main person that don't have a job, whoever it is, that might have mother problems, might be a family member, might not be a family member of his, whoever the person is, right? But, alright, he wanted full revenge on the scammers, Mr. Brock. So when he saw Miss Hall, he assumed she was the scammer, so he wanted full revenge. So he decided he's going to stick a fork in her and murder her because he felt she was the scammer. And he going off of what all he heard from these people on the phone. Was he stolen from? No. So he's going to make sure he didn't get stolen from because he felt he was going to put an end to the person who was trying to take his money. And that would be the scammer. So he felt like Miss Hall was the scammer. Because I think he said on the 911 that she was trying to steal from him or rob him or whatever he said. But the scammers was a monster to him and was corny to him. But he was a monster to Miss Hall, and he was corny because she didn't do anything to him. The scammers used their muscles to dominate him and keep him down, control him. But he also used his gun to control and dominate and keep Miss Hall down, or to put her down, because she wanted to go home. This is a desperate card. I want to go home again. She just wanted to go home again. She didn't want no trouble. She wanted to live. Follow me? She needed to reach out for help, but she was reaching out to him, telling him whatever she is pleading or whatever she is saying to this man Mr. Brock. She was. She wanted to go home again. But he didn't hear that, and he didn't want to hear that. Because all in his mind, he is thinking about she is a scammer. Or we got whoever the scammer is somebody who in his family that want to go back to their mother again. Some kind of way. They got a problem with whoever their mother is. Whoever the scammer is. Okay? Whoever the scam is needed to show that the scammer could build the scammer's own fortune and stop scamming people. Could be a relative of his, or just somebody, a neighbor, whoever this person is, or just some stranger. Scammer needed to see that this person can build the person's own future and cheat on the person's own fortune. But the person wanted to cheat on Mr. Brock's fortune, take his money, right, instead, right? But Miss Hall was trying to build her future and cheat on her fortune by being an Uber driver, right? So we have right here, Mr. Brock was engaging with some kind of drug here, whatever kind of medication he take. But the scammers take some kind of medication too, whatever. So it left Miss Hall in pain, follow me? So we have Miss Hall was coping with a defeat of failing because she was in front of a man with a loaded gun. But Mr. Brock felt like he had a defeat of failing because he was coping with whoever these scammers is threatening him or whatever they was doing. So we have right here the player and the searching for love. So we're going to put the player as Mr. Brock, and I'm going to change it as he was the person like the customer, follow me? And Miss Hall was the person coming for the package. She was the person who coming to pick up the package. She was working, right? She is coming searching for love, just coming to get whatever I got to get from you. But Mr. Brock also was searching for love from whoever these scammers. He wanted them to be nice, follow me? So we have right here, you are on your path. So right here, only one would be on that path would be Miss Hall. This is a death card for Miss Hall because and Mr. Brock. Mr. Brock, if he in jail, this accurate for him. For Miss Hall, this accurate because that means she not alive if she on a path, right? And it means that he's in jail. That's the only way he'd be on his path right now. In jail or not alive, but he alive. Follow me? So he in jail. And he need to go forward. So we have right here, do you really believe as far as God? Or did he really believe as far as what he heard the scammer say, right? Do he really believe as far as God just to have some faith? Did he? But did Miss Hall, right? So we have right here, do you really like the way you are? So did he like the way he really was? Because, or did she like the way she really was? She thought things were starting to look good now as far as, I guess, her having her job. This wouldn't be his card. But the scammers thought things were starting to look good now. But God said, do they like the way they really are scamming people? So we have that the scammers need to rely on themselves to elevate themselves, the scammers, right? So we have that because somebody do plenty of good. So Mr. Brock might do plenty of good. They like green as far as some people. But he should not be held up in his wrong. Or whoever the scammer is or scammers is might do plenty of good some kind of way, whatever they do. As far as a job or whoever this is. But they shouldn't be held up in their wrong. Or Mr. Brock. Because Miss Hall wanted love and treatment and she didn't get it. But Mr. Brock wanted love and treatment from whoever these scammers are. Right? So we have right here, Mr. Brock had empty thoughts while time was going by. Follow me, but also Miss Hall. Anxiety for Miss Hall. So we have right here that he was slipping through, walking through, coming through, whatever he was doing. We saw him walking though, loosely, go after Miss Hall. We saw that. So we have right here that I'm shocked I don't see the blackmail card. So this the wondering if you're gonna lose a person or lose your job card. So right here, Miss Hall is nervous because she wondering if she's gonna lose her job. If she wondering, no, this is not her card. Let me see for a minute. Let me see something. See this the coming. He coming for her right here loosely. He coming toward her. He coming. So right here, he was wondering what he's gonna lose his job, but I don't know, lose his money, you might say, or she is gonna do something to him. He was nervous. So we have right here that he was trying to avoid, because I take it with him, he's the culprit. He was trying to avoid, right, her strip searching him. He felt she was going to rob him, but she was trying to avoid him coming after her. Follow me? She was. So we have right here, he fell in detention time. That is jail. So we have right here that he was being treated harshly by others like he was nothing, the scammers. But he was treating Miss Hall harshly. She was treated like nothing by him. Shot 3 times, laying on the ground. Okay, so it says right here that he need to live the best life by getting healed. He need to get healed, or her family got to live the best life by getting healed for recovery for a brighter future, because their loved one was murdered for no reason. So Miss Hall was a conscious thinker, and spilling it will only help her. So she was saying whatever she was saying to him, the little bit she was saying. But these scammers, I'm going to use this for Uber. Uber, whoever owns Uber, you're a conscious thinker. And spilling it will only help you, right? As far as if you know who these scammers is, you know what account they came from or whatever it is. Because I love how the Uber thing look. It seemed like somebody thought out every detail. So you should be able to find out who this is. Okay? If you know, you need to tell. So we have Mr. Brock. Are we true friends? No, we ain't friends. He feel like him and the Uber driver ain't friends. He feel like she a scammer. We not friends. He felt like he done. We not friends. But Miss Hall, she saw that he pulled a gun out on her, so she feel like we ain't friends. So she's saying she done. She, in her mind, she trying to get away from there. But him and the scammers, he felt like the scammers and him, the scammers was his enemy. And the scammers was saying they was done. Or he was done with these scammers threatening him, so he was going to be waiting, right? Because the scammers fought him emotionally, verbally, financially, coming his way, right? They didn't look like him, right? But he fought Miss Hall, and he fought Miss Hall by gun, follow me? And he didn't look like her. 2 different races, right? So we have right here that I am making a change. Believe what you wish. So some kind of way he's talking to these scammers, saying whatever he was saying. But with Miss Hall over here, I'm making a change. Believe what you wish. I feel like she might have been saying after a while she leaving. I'm going or leaving or anything like that. So we have right here something was on the door rack. A scarf, a hat, scarf, coat, anything on the door rack. Some kind of way. Or he hung something there. Or she had something that she had in her car hanging, or whatever was going on. A scarf, hat, coat, or whatever God talking about that card. He is going to get tensed up because he is going to reside in front of a judge. Whoever the scammer is, if it's just one scammer person, whoever the person is, the person got mother problems, don't know who his real mother is, need to get a job, interacting with drugs. Might be a relative, Don't have to be, but might be a relative. Let's just flow a little bit. I'm going to see if I can get one more. Okay, universe, you know all about it. Give me one more for the Uber driver. He is Mr. Brock. He felt like she was done. He clapped back at her and said, whatever he said, he felt like she was done. Because he felt like he dealing with the scammers. He think he dealing with the scammers. When really, she wasn't a scammer. And the scammers was going to sit down and gloat about that thing. Because Miss Hall was a sweetheart. Get my drift. So he's going to be in front of a judge. All dealing with some property. Talking about money. Because he wasn't going to settle for the scammers' cheating ways. Remember, he thought Miss Hall was a scammer, right? But she is simply the best, God says, right? Her life mattered. She is wallowing in her pain on that ground. So we have right here that tension brewed between her and Mr. Brock. Miss Hall and Mr. Brock. She had to enjoy the life that God was going to give her and be happy again, but she didn't get to do that. She wanted to just go get in her car, put her keys in and leave, but he wasn't going to allow that. So this would be for the family. Enjoy the life that God continues to give you and be happy again after this happened to your loved one. We got number 12, number 21. Somebody could be 21, 23. They could have did something at least 12 times as far as scamming people. He was overprotective as far as where he lived, Mr. Brock. Okay, so he need to apologize because he felt restricted, that he had no way out. Mr. Brock, right? That's what it says. So, because so far he haven't apologized, I guess. I mean, he haven't because that card came out. So he haven't apologized. So he feel like he dealing with a scammer. So I don't know if anybody told him yet that she wasn't a scammer. And do he have any kind of remorse? Or he's still thinking about and stuck on the scammers and not looking at that you took somebody's life that wasn't a scammer, then he had no scam. Okay, let's just flow. He is marveling at the gate, and the gate was Miss Hall at the time, and he was loving it. He shot her 3 times. He felt Miss Hall was the scammer. In the back of Miss Hall's mind, she's thinking about Dr. Influence, because in the front of her mind, she's thinking about this man with this gun. How am I going to get away from him? In the back of her mind, God was. And in the front, it was this man, because he is front and center. Follow me. Because he wanted full range submission, docile out of her. She is a caterpillar. Follow me? And God was saying that she was going to bend forward. And she is trying to bend forward and go to her car. Because it was premeditated, remember? Right? Because they was a realist. It was premeditated. Or God telling you, be a realist, because it was premeditated as far as what these scammers did. So we have right here that Mr. Brock was isolated for a coping mechanism, or he is right now. So we have right here, he is there and he is vengeful, Mr. Brock, toward her, because he mad because he thinks she's a scammer. Because he mad with his scammers, but she not the scammer. Or we got whoever the scammer is mad with Mr. Brock. And he vengeful because he might be a family member. So be it. Mr. Brock was dealing with somebody who advised him, and that would be the scammer telling him what to do. But also Miss Hall was dealing with an advisor who tell her what to do, and that would be her Uber boss, whoever tell her what to do, who tell her where to go. She is dealing with money because her boss is the boss is the person who give her money. Follow me? Her boss. But Mr. Brock was dealing with somebody that's a biller, somebody who was a scammer trying to get his money. So let's explore. Okay, so it's information on the cell phone, hers or his. One of these phones, because if somebody was calling him some kind of way, so we have you are the common denominator. If you change your identity, it won't work. Go trans, go gay, or clash. So Mr. Brock was clashing with Miss Hall. And both of them were seniors. So I'm going to say twins because it got the twin card because you twin. Follow me? Both was older people. They was clashing though. Follow me? Okay? She wasn't fighting anything like that, but it's a clash of misunderstanding. Follow me? No matter her climb, she's going to keep going front and center. Okay? Don't be talked down to because you show your emotions. So she's showing her emotions and being talked down to because she's showing her emotions. And she did this. We saw her walk away. She's walking away. Thinking, walking away. So we have right here that she wanted to be treated equal and fair. She's walking away. These are light green. Follow me? Because she wasn't doing anything to him. If anybody was looking at that video, you'll see. I'm glad it was some kind of camera footage every which way to be able to see that she did nothing to this man. She felt boxed in, and she was because she was with a man who had a gun and looked like she had a limp and things like that. So she was stuck right then. It's like she was held against her will. It's like she was kidnapped. She was held against her will with this gun here. Follow me? So we have that. She is boxed in. She felt boxed in because she was boxed in because he had a gun on her. It's like he had her hostage. But he felt boxed in from whoever the scammers is. So he got a set of feelings. He feeling like from whoever these people threatening him over there. But then he turned around and he doing this to somebody else. He threatening her and making her feel all kind of ways. But he thinks she is the person. He put her in a box. But he want to be in a box, and that's the jail cell. He plucked her because he thought she was a turncoat. He thought she was a scammer. Follow me? So he plucked her. They light green. But these scammers might have told him that they was going to get rid of him if he didn't give up the money or anything like that. But Miss Hall was going to pluck him by just walking away and leaving because some kind of way he wasn't treating her right. So that's like he a turncoat. Follow me? So we have, Daddy did not show me love. I never knew my father, so I don't know her father's situation, how her father was with her. But Mr. Brock, this could be his father. If not his father, with this card right here, it could be whoever this person is that's scamming. Follow me? I went 3 ways with it. So we have right here that the power stays with the wife, not with the ex. Okay, so who's jerking you around? So Mr. Brock, felt like he was being jerked around by the scammers. But he looked at the scammer as Miss Hall. And she wasn't the scammer. So the power stayed with... so we got 2 people here. So I got to work it. Because Miss Hall is who she is, and the scammers is who they are. And then we got Mr. Brock. That's 3 people. This card got 3, right? So I got to work it because he don't have a wife, I guess, right? So we're going to say the power stays with the wife, not with the ex. He felt like he was being jerked around. I ain't used to this being in here. So we might hit a scammer that got some problem with his woman. And he might feel like he being jerked around. He got to get some money fast or something like that. You know what I mean? So he jerking Mr. Brock around to get money. Because he need money. He need a job or he on drugs, whoever this person is. But Mr. Brock was jerking Miss Hall around. Because the power stayed with whoever the real scammer was. Let's just 10, something could be 10 o'clock or 10 or whatever. So we have right here, he got an epiphany and saw something clear on Miss Brock. Or Miss Hall. Follow me? Oh. He tortured Miss Hall, and it was hyped up. He shot her 3 times. So we have right here that she had to ask herself why she stayed to cope with the hurt. No, I don't feel like that's her card. Ask yourself why you stayed and cope with the hurt. I'm gonna put this with him. Why did he cope with the hurt? Why didn't he call authorities ahead of time? Why he called authorities after he murdered Miss Hall? If he had scammers calling him, he should have called the cops right away. So God said, why did he deal with the hurt? Forcing himself to deal with the hurt. Ask yourself why he stayed with it. He should have called the cops. That's not her card. Boom. He need to let God in. Spirit. He might not be a person who into God. Or we got some man, whoever it is, a scammer, is trying to get money because he got a wife or woman or whoever he got jerking him around, want money out of him. So he trying to get money out of Mr. Brock. He figured he needs some money fast, so he figured he's gonna scam a senior and get money out of him because he got some woman, whoever she is, his wife or whoever, that's hounding him for money. Anything like that, the scammer. Follow me? So let's see if we're almost done. Okay, I got a little bit more time on there. Okay, Lord, let's see. Let's sticking up. What is this? You are going live. You are going live. So I feel right here with this, by a video camera being on a house or wherever it was, where we got to see this man pointing a gun at Miss Hall. I'm going to put this with that. Mr. Brock, you are going live where everybody in the world got to see exactly what you did to Miss Hall. The camera footage is so clear. Nobody can say it's grimy, it's whatever they be saying, where they can't see it because everybody saw it. So we have right here dealing with a Pied Piper, a dangerous love. So I'm going to say Pied Piper. She dealing with a Pied Piper, dangerous love. So I'm going to take it this way with Miss Hall was an Uber driver. She didn't know this man, Mr. Brock, but she was doing her job. And she cared about her job. So she was dealing with this person here, Mr. Brock, right? Want to pick up a package or whatever she's going to do. But he was a dangerous love. Get what it's saying. He was dangerous. She didn't know it though. Because she was going with care and expecting this person to have care, but this person was dangerous. Follow me? And it was like live. The all that camera footage, we call it live because it was on camera. Get my drift, where we got to see it, everybody. Okay? So I gotta take this right here for Miss Hall. She felt the moisture what this took from her. Being wounded, being shot down when she did nothing wrong but just come to pick up a package. You don't need to put a gun in an older person's hand or in young people's hand or in anybody's hand who got a bunch of anxiety going on. Because right then she was coupled off with Satan. He was Satan in the flesh. He shot her down because Satan kills, remember? Destroys, remember? He was talking about somebody stealing from him, but he did the biggest theft of all. He stole her life. She just wanted peace. She just came to do her job. But like I said, he didn't know she wasn't a scammer. This is for the family. Don't die with Miss Hall. God says you still have life, family. So whoever this person is, he might be a relative or he don't have to be a relative. Pay attention to the details and flaws. Look around the corner. This person around the corner. But Miss Hall, she went up there to the house or whatever. She should have stayed in her car and just let him come out. Period. If he came out, he might have been pointing the gun already, and then she would have known to just drive off. But the person could have been not far from where she was. Person could have actually was riding right behind her and she don't even know it. The person could have been sitting there in the car, in the person's car, watching her pick up the package and told her where to drop it off at and everything. Or made sure she picked it up. Right? But her thing was she ain't know about all of the scam stuff. We got no girl come from the same sex, so we got somebody who gay. Choices are your own, God says. Because maybe your wife observed you as promiscuous. But whoever she is, she want money from you, so you figure you want to sit there and like scam older people and get money out of them. Anything like that? Your wife, husband, or whoever you got. Okay. Or you might have blackmailed Mr. Brock because you got something on him. However it's flowing. However it's flowing. Okay? So let's just see if it's almost out. Got a little bit more time. Okay, Lord. Anything else for all these scammers? Anything else for the scammers, universe? Anything for the scammers? Because it seems like it's saying everybody is putting Miss Hall, the scammers, and Mr. Brock. All of them is in it. Let me take this over here. Over here. And over here. Okay, we're going to... Okay, Mr. Brock, you committed a senseless act, and all of us saw it. And you're going to boo-hoo about that thing. You're not going to be happy about going to jail. You're not going to boo-hoo that you took her life. You just going to boo-hoo because you ain't going to like the idea of you sitting in jail. But you ain't dropped a tear for her yet, for Miss Hall. She got isolated because she got sent there and somebody deceived her. This would be the card for Miss, because she in the spirit for Miss Hall. Why did I believe you? She in the spirit. She got isolated. She got sent there. And next thing you know, something happened to her. Because somebody moved fast on it. And who moved fast on it was Mr. Brock. Because Mr. Brock didn't want to believe her. She was isolated. He didn't want to believe her. She might be saying she was an Uber driver. And he probably was saying, why should I believe you? Or whatever. I don't believe you. Or whatever he might have said. So we have, if it was done to you, would you like it? So he feel like he still got in his mind at that time that she was a scammer. Done, would you like it? He felt, you know better than nobody else. You're not going to be scamming me, anything like that. He didn't believe her. But it's obvious something come from way back with him and whoever these people is that's scamming him, blackmailing him, or whatever's going on. Could be somebody in his family. Or it's obvious that something come from way back, that he got a tad of racism in him because he shot her 3 times. He pinpointed it and he complained about being scammed, I guess. Or him and the scammers was on the phone and whatever they was talking about, he pinpointed something. But God wanted him to put the brakes on it, Mr. Brock. Because whoever the scammers was might have been tearing down his emotions, need to filter their ways against him. Or he needed to Miss Hall. We don't know what exactly he was saying. Because it was a chamber of chaos. And it was negative. We saw it on camera. No, we don't know what exactly he was saying. But then also this could be what the people were saying to him on the phone, the scammers. He had to learn to get himself from under other people's thumbs, because the scammers had him under their thumb right then. They was controlling him full force when he murdered an innocent lady. Okay, he had to start relying on himself. Whoever the scammers is need to start to rely on themselves. But he need to start to rely on himself and voice it, right? So he felt like he was going to voice it. But he voiced it to Miss Hall. And she got all of the, all the heat, as they call it. She got all of the fussing or whatever he was saying. He let it off on her. Whatever he was saying, we don't know exactly what he was saying unless you can hear some video. Okay? See, both times they're saying he moved fast. He moved fast on it both times. 2 times. Because something was seeping through with him. He was angry because of these scammer people, and he thought she was one of them. Or the scammer. He was going to be free to make his own choice, and he made his own choice. What choice he made? To shoot her 3 times. She was walking away. He didn't let her go away like he should have. He should have let her go on where she was going. But he didn't. He did just like what police do when people be running away, shooting people in the back. If somebody going away from you, what is you shooting people for? Okay? Why do or if he allowed others to dictate his faith or a bunch of rules to him? So he allowed the scammers to dictate and boss him around. So when she came, he thought she was one of the scammers, and he wasn't gonna. He felt that his gun could help him be tough, and he made a choice because God said his choices was his own. He was going to be that leader right here. He was going to be that leader, right, with his gun, and take his power back. Or he was dealing with an Aries. She could have been an Aries, one of these people. She is a leader. He is a leader. Any kind of leader. Or he was going to be a leader. Follow me? When you complain about your ex, you feed the person power. So whoever this scammer is might have had some problems with his ex, and he's feeding the person power because maybe the ex wanted money out of the scammer, whoever his ex was. Or God just calling the scammer the ex, right? Compared to Miss Hall, because a lot of money was spent and a lot of bills, tabs or something was ran up, and they wanted money. Whoever it is wanted money from Mr. Brock. The scammer did because the wife or woman or whoever this is of the scammer needed money. So the scammer needed to find a way to get money. So we have right here, the scammers was going to change and chance it all because the scammer looked at Mr. Brock as weak back. But Mr. Brock, when he saw Miss Hall, he thought she was the scammer, and he looked at her as weak back because she's a lady. And he thought he was going to change and chance it all. I'm going to change and chance it all. I'm going to get rid of the scammer once and for all. So that's what he did. Okay, so we have this caught her off guard, Miss Hall, because he was cross-dressing. So cross-dressing with this situation with her and Mr. Brock would be that she wasn't expecting a customer to come out being angry and mean. You expect people to be kind to each other, courteous. So that would be the cross-dressing with Miss Hall and this Mr. Brock. But as far as the scammer person, his wife, whoever his wife is, girlfriend or whoever he got, might have caught him cross-dressing because he gay. You get my drift, right? God gave grace for Mr. Brock, right? But he made his choice because God says choices are his own. And he decided to choose anyway to go shoot Miss Hall instead of calling the cops. He had a fussing card on the phone with these scammers. The scammer with his woman, with his ex or whoever. Or Mr. Brock saying whatever to Miss Hall. She didn't look like him. 2 different races. Okay, he wasn't looking at the positives in Miss Hall because he didn't know her. He looked at her as a scammer, that she had a checkered past. Get my drift? But the scammers, some kind of way, was looking at Mr. Brock and looking at the positives, that he got some money maybe, because they had a checkered past. Or with the scammer's wife or whatever, the scammer had a checkered past, and he was looking at the positives, or wanted his woman to look at the positives, because that meant he had to get some money to give to her, whoever this woman is, or whoever he's connected to, wife, husband, or whoever he's connected to, because we got whoever this is a gay person, or Mr. Brock is some kind of way, and it's some kind of blackmail, but I don't think it's blackmail. I think it's the person, whoever it is, need to get a job, might be interacting with drugs some kind of way. But however you slice it, Miss Hall wound up getting killed, and she had nothing to do with all of this stuff. He was being attacked and mistreated, and he took it out on her because he thought she was the person. If he is talking to a male on the phone, if he actually, I don't know if the text was going on, or did he actually hear somebody in person, I just don't know. I'm not in person, I mean if he heard somebody on the phone that was a man, if you see a lady out there, if he saw a lady out there, he shouldn't have automatically thought she was the scammer if she's a female. Did you hear a female on the phone? Was you talking to a female on the phone? If you wasn't talking to a female on the phone, why do you think that she, that's why I'm shocked that no racial cards came out. Something come from way back, but that still don't actually mean it's racial. Because I just don't understand how he went from 0 to 10 as far as if he talked to a man on the phone. If you talk to a man on the phone, why are you going after a woman? You should be looking for a man. When she knocked on the door, he should have said, "Can I help you?" And she could have said, "Well, I'm here for a package that's supposed to pick up a delivery." But he might don't know anything about Uber. I just don't know. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to end it. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm going to get 2 more, Lord, and I'm ending it. 2 more. Okay, 2 more. 2 more. Where you at? Right here. Okay, let's just flow a little bit. Okay, let's just flow with this right here. I do have money out there. No. So some kind of way this person was trying to get money. I do have money out there, and they say no. So the person wasn't able to get the money because the Uber driver was murdered. Because this person was trying to get money because the person didn't have any money. Follow me? The person was filling his time abusing Mr. Brock, and Mr. Brock abused Miss Hall. We got a police right here that had to pat Mr. Brock down. Okay, right here. But we also have Mr. Brock is a white person, and what he did was rob Miss Hall of her life. Follow me? He did the robbery a whole nother way. Follow me? Whatever day of the week, these people might have told him they was coming for him, but whatever day of the week, he went for Miss Hall when he murdered her. Follow me? These people took him as a plaything, that they can just do what they want to do. One man, or whoever it was, more than one, or whoever they say is right. But when he saw Miss Hall, he felt she was the person who was taking him as a plaything, and he wasn't going to allow that. Okay, so he had deep feelings about this thing. Here's some numbers. But she had deep feelings right then, anxiety and all, when that gun was on her. She just wanted to go home, God says. These scammers thought they were so smart. These are light green. Well done. They felt, oh yeah, they felt they got a bag. They got some money. Because she is going to get it. Follow me? But Mr. Brock thought he did well. Well done. I got rid of the scammer for good. He was so smart. So he put Miss Hall in a funeral parlor. This is like green. This is a company that house bodies when you don't treat her like the jewel that it really is. And Miss Hall was a jewel, was a treasure. There's no amount of money on this earth that's a cost for Miss Hall's life. Right? Wherever she lived. We had right here was wake up time. And he felt it was time for him to continue his life. Because he felt like, well done. He had deep feelings. The scammers taking him for a plaything. He gonna teach the scammers a lesson. But it was Miss Hall coming. He had deep feelings already. He felt he did well. He is so smart, and he put her in a funeral parlor. So he was gonna go on with his life. Look how the cards came out. Continue. It's wake up time. He's gonna continue his life. Follow me. He's going to save his energy for the future. But the scammers also was going to continue their life. Follow me? And save their energy for the future. Because this also a drug card. So we got whoever the scammer is need to go on drug treatment. Because that's a treatment card too. The scammers thought things was going to be good. Play ball with their life in the best ways. And make the necessary changes the scammer needed to, right? But Mr.Brock was going to do that also and get rid of whoever the scammer is, right? So we got the scammer that's a bureaucrat that's taking some kind of drugs. Or we had Mr.Brock is a bureaucrat and he takes whatever kind of drug, medication, whatever he takes. There's a difference in him taking medication and whoever this person on drugs is over here. That's a difference. Him taking medicine is one thing, but then whoever over here is a person who on drugs, like a difference. It went to the extreme with these scammers with him over the phone. These are light green. Where he saying, no way, I can, I won't, or anything he's saying like that. Because it went to the extreme. I'm asking for money or threats or whatever they said to him. So when he saw Miss Hall was saying she is coming for the package or whatever she said. And he's saying, she's saying no. She's saying no right here. No way, no, I'm not, or no, I'm not the person, or whatever she's saying. And he also saying, no, you ain't gonna rob me, or whatever he's saying. Follow me? And it went to the extreme. Follow me? Here's an arrow living, unique living, and she was also. Right? Where, I guess you paying a certain amount of money and all, and income based or whatever it is, you don't have a whole lot of money to be wasting. So we got the total community right here. Maybe it's like that wherever he lived. Or she lived somewhere where it's the total community. Could be a senior area or whatever. I just don't know. Follow? So we have right here that he's going to be sincere and gather up everything needed. Follow me? And able to get rid of these scammers. Because his gun, he came up with the gun, so evidently he gathered it up. It's premeditated. He got his gun and he went outside. Follow me? Or he went to the door with his gun. Premeditated. Follow me? Because he is a realist. He want to put an end to the scammers. Remember? He didn't know she wasn't the scammer. He looked at her as a scammer. He is sincere about that. But the scammers was going to gather up everything they could gather up as far as saying to him to get him to give up some cash, some money. Right? And they were sincere about that. But also Miss Hall was sincere about gathering up everything that is driving there, getting out the car, sitting a while up. She didn't go and knocking at the door to make sure she is sincere about getting the package and doing her job. Follow me? So we have right here, you are moving this year. So it says no. So some kind, wait a minute, it says no. I'm sorry about that. So some kind of way, if Miss Hall was planning on moving this year, she wasn't going to move this year. And all because she was murdered. If she was planning on moving, it ain't happening because she got murdered. The next card is a friend of the family, somebody's mother. Yes. So we got somebody, a friend of the family is the person's mother. A friend of the family is the person's mother. Out of any of them, right? Whoever it is, right? So we have right here that he had to stop. He was going to stop thinking that he deserved abuse, Mr. Brock, because help was coming if he would have called the cops, right? But he didn't, right? So when Miss Hall knocked or whatever at the door, he felt in his mind that he wasn't going to take no more abuse because he looked at her as the scammer, right? Then after he shot her, he decided he wanted to call for help, right? Not before. So we got a smooth trinket, a cross, a ring. She might have had a cross, a ring on, a cross. Or he might have. So we have right here saying I'm sorry. So he might say he's sorry. Or the scammers might say it. But if the scammers say it, they not saying it to him, they saying it to her, but just saying it. She in the spirit. So they could be saying it out in their home. I'm sorry, Miss Hall, for getting you murdered or anything like that. Or if it's not the scammer saying it to Miss Hall, is eventually Mr. Brock saying it, not to saying it, that he's sorry. Because he just trying to cope. Or he's saying it in front of the judge or whatever because he's trying to cope. But he did what he wanted to do. He meant to do it. So usually people got to stop saying the sorry stuff because you meant to do it. Don't say you're sorry for something you meant to do because you meant to do it. Else you wouldn't have done it. You say you're sorry if you fell back on somebody's feet. That's a sorry. You don't say you're sorry when you point a gun and shoot somebody 3 times. You're not sorry. You meant to do it. You sorry if you fell down and you had a gun in your hand and you fell down some kind of way. You fell, however you fell, and the gun went off and it shot somebody. That's when you're sorry. You're not sorry when you just directly went up to somebody and shoot somebody 3 times. You're not sorry. It's a difference in what I just said. He gonna say he's sorry some kind of way to the courts, to the family, or however he gonna do it. I don't know, whenever. But that's just so he can cope. But he meant to do it, and everybody know that because it was on camera, right? So here we have, this would be for Miss Hall. Finally, she in a safe and happy place with spirit, with God. But he felt during that time, finally, he would be in a safe and happy place at his home, not dealing with these scammers. Because he was in his feelings about the scammers, remember? So I'm going to leave it like this. So it went all the ways. It went to the scammers. Seems like it's one of them, though. Not 3 and 4 of them. It's one main one. There's one main one. Right? So it could be a man and his woman. A man and his boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? Or whoever this is. But with this community card, it could be where this community card could actually go. Because gathering up all that's needed to be sincere about scamming a person or whatever. This could be somebody who, in business, they looking at your information some kind of way and they finding out, they seeing something you live by yourself, or they working in a bank, or whoever this is. They have access to some kind of information, people information, person information, or whatever. Let's say community, that's why I'm saying that, work somewhere where they have access to people's information, or somebody who even work, who even live in the area where he live at some kind of way. Because I got the total community card here. So I'm going to end it right here with this one. And so it had Miss Hall, but it wasn't saying a bunch about Miss Hall's life. And that's good. I'm glad, because I wasn't focused on Miss Hall's life as far as, all of her business. But mainly her in that situation right there with this man, Mr. Brock. His feelings, her feelings, his emotions, hers, this scammer person. So Mr. Hall Miss Hall, I'm sorry, Miss Hall is in spirit with God. Mr.Brock is in jail. But still we had the scam of we need for Uber to look hard in your records and look and dig or whatever you have to do to find some kind of information about this person, whoever this is that put this order in or whatever. Because somebody used some kind of card or whatever they did, find out whatever you got to find out. Because if you wanted to be where the blood of Miss Hall is not on your hands, you need to do all you can to work with the authorities, with her family, to find out who this was, who even sent her there. Period. Because a person didn't shoot her, that's true. But they the ones that made this happen by threatening Mr. Brock and stuff like that and sending her to get money and putting her life in danger. So all you can find out and dig up, you need to dig it up over about whoever this person is. And make your customers and make your drivers safer. Putting some kind of shield between. It could just be a shield that can be there and they can move it when they get home and use their car any other time. But it need to be where it can just be there and then they can move it if they want to. Fold it up and they can fold it up. You got to come up with something to keep your driver safe. It could be where it can fold in two places. This way, that way, in the middle part. Have it where you open it up and it just shields them from whoever in the back seat. Follow me? And then it could get folded up. You know, when they're not using it in their car. To protect them that way. And as far as the packaging, picking up stuff, that need to be eliminated. It need not be nobody else's blood spilled for picking up packages, delivering packages, or whatever is going on. Because I know that is a money grab, but it's not worth nobody else's life. Miss Hall, it need to be Miss Hall's the last life that be taken over anything like that, because you don't know what's in these packages. Somebody could be delivering a bomb and you don't even know it. You don't even know what's in these packages. You don't know who made with who, like this situation was. Everything is not about money, okay? Lives is more precious than silver, gold, and all this stuff out here. And Miss Hall, life mattered. I'm letting you know. Uber, anybody connected, who in charge, who can make some changes there to make sure this never happen again, and that is eliminate that part right there, picking up people packages and things like that. Because this was a travesty. This was terrible. This was bad. The car said that was a desperate car. She just wanted to go home again. And she was held hostage by a man who was scared himself, afraid and scared. But he wasn't that scared because he went outside with his gun. So he had something in him, a murderous streak in him, because he decided, I'm going out with my gun and I'm going to teach them a lesson, whoever it is. So he had something in him. Get what I'm saying? The scammers had something in them, but he had something in him. I'm going to teach them a lesson. So he should have called the cops when the scammers was messing with him. Not take out his gun, open the door. He should not even open his door. So that tell you something too about him. He opened his door. He going out with his gun and he going to teach the person a lesson. And he going to shoot her 3 times. So no. I don't feel sorry for him at all. No kind of way. Because he had something in him, a murderous spirit. He going to go murder somebody. To pick somebody talking about whatever he talking on the phone. He didn't see no gun in her hand. She telling him whatever. So I feel that older people don't even need guns in their hand. They don't even need to have guns in their hand. Not just them, the young people. Nobody need guns in their hand. If you don't know how to control yourself with a gun, don't put a gun in your hand. Because you killing innocent people out here. Nobody need to be murdered, period. Miss Hall had a thriving life. She was happy. And then she went to this one house. And that was the end of her life. So I'm going to say to you, Uber, again. Delete that picking up package, that service you have. Because this was terrible. Just the rest of them.